So I've never really done a reaction video before, so this is new to me. You know, when you watch a YouTube video and you give a review or a critique, an opinion on a piece of content. But I was inspired by the recent Glenmorangie Harrison Ford collaboration.
About the campaign. You guys give us a minute? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Is that
sure.
good?
Sounds good.
I know what you guys are going for.
It's all of the things that you might think are cliche.
Bagpipe players. Hey.
But the reason that I think it's so compelling and so enjoyable is not just because they've executed it expertly with humour, with cinematic scenes,
Nice.
with cultural references, but they've taken advertising from, you know, Scotch whisky advertising had travelled so far from traditions in the past sort of 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they've brought it back with style, with class, and like I said, with a little bit of that dry Scottish humour, even though it's Harrison Ford, he's not Scottish. But he's the perfect fit. You might have thought when you heard Glenmorangie, Harrison Ford, oh, it's just another celebrity. The man drinks whiskey. He's a whiskey drinker.
But I will sit by the fire and drink amazing smooth Glenmorangie single malt whiskey.
And the reason I know he's a whiskey drinker is not because I'm his biggest fan, although I think he's amazing. I think his body of work is amazing. We met Harrison Ford in a bar in Fort Worth, Texas a few years ago when we were out on a trade bar crawl, right? We took a bunch of bartenders from Dallas. We had a great time in Fort Worth, and then we set up a little disco for them. And I say disco, it was literally a 70s themed disco event that I was DJing. Harrison Ford came down to the disco and was sipping a Glenfiddich 30-year-old watching us act a fool, dressed in full costume. It was hilarious. So anyway, fast forward to now, and there's really been a lot of innovation within Scotch whisky advertising, a lot of changes, modernisation, and sometimes it just feels like a little bit try-hard. So it's really nice to see some tradition coming back into it. You know, Scotch whisky is very traditional. You look at how people drink it and consume it around the world, it tends to be in a more relaxed environment, low-key, not really high energy. So I just think that they've brought all the classic Scottish cues, the occasion, you know, they've corrected people's pronunciation of the brand, which is, like many Scotch whisky brands, often butchered. They did it in a humorous way.
How do you...
Glenmorangie. Glenmorangie.
Oh, give me a sec. Glenmorangie.
Glenmorangie.
Kudos to the Glenmorangie team, to everyone involved. You know, having worked on these type of campaigns before, I know it's not easy, and it's very easy to kind of get lost in the allure of trying to attract all this younger, newer demographic, this newer audience. But kudos to Glenmorangie for keeping it real, getting back to the roots, authentic, high quality content, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I didn't think I'd ever be sitting here singing the praises of an advertising campaign, but here we are. It struck a chord with me. I really enjoyed it, so I hope you do too. Have a look and let me know what you think. Sanjivat, or as Harrison Ford would say, nice.
Nice.
Glenmorangie single malt Scotch whisky.